But we have reached the last 5 games. We are coming down the home stretch here. And next up, we've got LSU and Clemson, one of the big ones coming up. Saturday night, ABC. This is your Fowler and Herbstreit game, ABC on Saturday night. We've got Clemson 3.5-point favorites, 57.5 the total in this game. You're out to lunch. You need your brain checked if you think for a minute I'm taking LSU in a season opener. That's all there is to it. How many times do we have Brian Kelly and LSU screw up in the first game of the year? Now, I will say this before I just go on my soapbox about don't trust Brian Kelly and LSU first game of the year because he's been terrible in these situations. Talent-wise, they're as good as they've been under Brian Kelly this year across the board. There's no doubt. There's a lot of talent here. And Nussmeier, you would expect to play well. He's a very experienced quarterback. They're saying the defense on paper, it's as talented as it's been in a long time, but I still got to see it. Year after year, we keep calling for LSU to play better on defense, and year after year, they keep underachieving, and year after year, they keep disappointing. That's still something that I would be concerned about with the LSU Tigers going into this season. Supposed to be better, but again, let's see it actually play out on the field for the LSU Tigers. Clemson, of course, Cade Klubnik, another one that both of these quarterbacks, really, they're in contention for the Heisman, but certainly Cade Klubnik is. He's got a lot to work with. The O-line is tremendous on paper, experienced, loaded, very, very strong O-line for this Clemson Tigers team. There shouldn't be much issues there running the football for them this year. And obviously, they've got pretty solid weapons led by Antonio Williams and Brian Wesco at the receiving core. So that offense should be great. We saw Cade Klubnik really take big strides second half of the year. He played very good. His best football of his career was second half of last year. And even in the loss against Texas in the playoff, can't fault Cade Klubnik. He played pretty well. They moved the football. They just couldn't stop Texas. And that's the difference for Clemson this year. Their defense should be a lot better. Take that next step and improve. I expect that. Dabo Swinney certainly seems to think his defense on all 3 levels has the potential to be better than it was last year. The only issue is you could have gotten below 3 last year with Clemson. All spring and summer, this point spread was like 2.5, 3. And now it's 3.5. There's even some 4s for a bit, but this is still a one-way game for me. Clemson or pass. It's a mild lean to the over, too, just because I think Clemson will move the ball. LSU is still, I think, a little ahead of the schedule offensively than defensively, so I would lean over this total. I think LSU games, more often than not, these first games for Kelly have been high scoring, so lean over, and it's Clemson or pass for me. C-Mac, it's a great one Saturday night, one of the big ones. What do you think, LSU Clemson?
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are loaded, tons of talent.
No doubt.
Both sides of the ball here. I think if you like Clemson too, you touched on that with the number, take the money line if you don't mind the juice. If you like, or maybe this will be like a parlay type play if you're a little bit worried of now that it's at 4, 3.5, 4, 4.5, whatever it's at now. So yeah, I can't trust LSU here on the road. Nussmeier, he's like, I don't know. He's just a solid college quarterback. I trust him late in games. Nope. I've seen him struggle in fourth quarters. There's some question marks with the offensive line a little bit. They've lost some receivers, but I think Anderson and Brown are pretty good. They've already had some, need to step up. The running back Durham's good. Where I think can they be better is defense. Touchdown. I mean, they've always had these great athletes, but it really hasn't worked out for LSU. Weeks is all SEC, very good.
I like the hire of Tom Allen, new defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and Tom Allen. Yeah, is he again head coach? And he was actually had a good year or two at Indiana, but defensive coordinators, this thing. I think it was a nice hire by Dabo there.
They got from Florida transfers for the D line. Last year Perkins missed, but he's back. He's an all SEC for LSU. So it's all shows her that they should be better, but we'll see. And then on Clemson, Klubnik, yeah, he's pretty good. I thought he played a lot better second half of the year. Another guy, though, in big games that you got to see a little bit more. But this is a team, from hearing everybody that, likes Memphis or around, that this is one of their best teams in probably 5 years, maybe, since Watson, maybe those type teams, the national championship teams. So I got to see it. I think the defense will be good. They have a bunch of great players here on defense that's pretty stacked up. Should be able to stop the run. I think they could do that here. So I think this game's good. I think Clemson wins it, in the end. So I was talking about. It's just you want to lay the 4. I have it. So that's it here. I ain't gonna bullshit you if I bet it. I have it.
I certainly I'm not betting it at this number because I bet that was one of the first bets I made in the offseason was Clemson. I just took money line at -140 like months ago when the point spread was around 2.5. So I got money line -140 on Clemson, and like I said, I bet that a pretty good handful of months ago there. As far as this game,
big game too, Kelly. He's just not. It's like him and Franklin are just
big games, and especially
no bets.
Openers.
Yeah,
he's lost every opener under LSU as LSU head coach. The 2 against
he's probably gonna go berserk on the sideline.
2 against Florida State, and then 1 against USC since he's been head coach. Yeah, we'll see him pounding the table again. Again, we've lost this game like he did last year. That would not surprise me.